Hello again from Ghent and welcome to another adventure on line 4. So what did we do last time? Well, we went to Ladybird, we went to the King Albert Park and we went to the south. So where are we now? Where am I, you ask? Well, I have got off of the tram a bit further up the line to the Lieven Bauwens Plein. And here's a statue of Lieven Bauwens, and we're going to talk a little bit about him. Who is Lieven Bauwens? Well, Lieven Bauwens was a former mayor of Ghent. He was an entrepreneur, and he indulged in a bit of industrial espionage. Because at the end of the 18th century, he went over to England and discovered they were using a cotton making machine called the spinning mule. And he brought this back over to Belgium, to Flanders, and it was through him that the textile revolution began. Okay, we're going to leave Lieven and we're going to go across the road and have a look at another couple of Ghent big hitters. Well, this is the statue of the two painters, Johan and Hubert van Eyck, whose most famous piece of work was the Lamb Gods, or the Ghent altarpiece. I'm going to tell you more about that later. It was suggested that Jan van Eyck first invented oil painting, but that's also been disputed over the years. Well, we're now in Reep, and the water that you see below me, that's the Lower Schelde, and that links the River Schelde with the city of Ghent. Now, many years ago, in medieval times, this would have been wider, and that bridge that you see over there, there would have been a small ferry that would have transported people from one side of the Lower Schelde to the other. Now, if you look at a map of Ghent, you'll see that it's almost like a lot of small islands. Over the other side of the Lower Schelde there, that's the Bishop's Palace. The Bishop of Ghent lives over there. If you walk further along the Lower Schelde, you'll arrive here at the Oude Beesten Markt, the old animal market. It hasn't been an animal market for many years. It's now adorned with student cafes. Well, in the days that it was an animal market, and in the days that ships used to come into Ghent, boats from the nearby town of Wetteren used to unload here in the Oude Beesten Markt. This area here is the Portus Ganda, and this is where the rivers Leer and Schelde meet. In fact, the name Ghent comes from the word Ganda, which is the Celtic term for confluence, which means where two waterways meet. And that building over there is the swimming pool at Portus Ganda, and that's called the Van Eyck swimming pool. So another little reminder of the Van Eyck brothers. The Red Girl. Now, the Red Girl appeared here mysteriously one night. Apparently what happened was, the sculptor of the Red Girl brought her here in his boat under the cover of darkness, sort of positioned her here, and she's been a feature of Portus Ganda ever since. Kent has certainly changed since I first came here back in the 1980s. This building here, a spare ribs restaurant, used to be a hotel. I remember staying there, and this outside was the car park. From the St Michael's Bridge you can get a clear view of the three towers of Ghent. That's the tower on the St Nicholas Church, and that's the bell tower, the Belfort, and the tower of the St Barth's Cathedral, which houses the Adoration of the Mystic Lamb. Painted by Hubert and Jan van Eyck in the 15th century, the Adoration of the Mystic Lamb, or Lamb Gods, comprises of 12 panels depicting biblical characters and scenes. It has had a varied history. It has been moved from place to place, entrusted to the French during the Second World War only for Hitler to seize it, and was later found by American soldiers in an Austrian salt mine. It was the subject of the 2014 movie The Monuments Men, starring George Clooney and Matt Damon. But there is still one mystery that remains unsolved. It was in the early hours of the morning of April the 10th, 1934, where a clergyman noticed that one of the side doors of the cathedral, possibly this one behind me, was open. Thinking this was a little strange, he went inside to take a look and discovered that two of the panels were missing. The panel featuring St John the Baptist was later recovered, but the panel of the Just Judges was never found. It was later recreated in 1941. Legend has it that the panel of the Just Judges is still hidden in the vicinity of the cathedral. Well, if you enjoyed the video today, then please give it a thumbs up and a subscribe. I'd like to take this opportunity to apologise for the sound quality on the video. I'll have to have a word with my technicians. Thanks for watching, and see you at the next halt.